Okay, in this tutorial we're going to try to make sure that we can put some products into these little boxes and try to make sure that we can put in their pictures, this little description and the price, and then we're going to try to see if we can go into other pages and do the same. Okay, uh, before we start we need to remember our layout, how the layout works and stuff. So we started looking at creating a little boxes which were called as class main box. Remember, class means we can keep on repeating the same main box again, so it's not a uniqueness inside this page. So the outside box, this particular box, we called it main box, and then we allowed another addition inside us, another box called main pick, and then we added another box where the main price was displayed. So if you look at the page again, so if you can imagine that this is our outer box, so if I just minimize it, so this is the outer box which is our main box, and where we're going to put the picture there is another box called main pick, and where the product name and the price is displayed is inside a box called main price. Okay, let's quickly look at the code and so understand that. So if I go to the index page, and inside my main section area I got my heading where it says home page, which is here, and straight away I put in the information saying display information in small box. So it starts, so this is how it starts. We go article called main box, so this main box is creating the outside box. Then inside this main box we created two individual articles, the first one called main picks and the second one called main price. Now if you go and look at the CSS code for this, it's inside the layout.css page, and it starts as main box. We're given it the width of 200. Again, this is down to how you're going to design the page. The width can change as long as you understand how they're going to come up in your web pages. At the moment I've put in 200, so I can fit 4 in a row at the moment. Okay, and we're putting float left, so we won't display everything starting from the left, so the next one comes in line. There's a border for the outside box of 1 pixel solid in black. Again, we can change the color as you want, and you can change this into dotted if needs be. And we're putting a margin of 5 pixel. Remember, margin is outside the line, so if you can see this, there's a 5 pixel margin. Here is 5, the next one comes 5, so altogether in there there's 10. And then we're putting a padding of 5 pixel, which is 5 pixel inside the box. Okay, then the main pick starts. Again, we're giving a width of 200 pixel. It should be smaller than that, and float left, and at the moment I've taken the border out so you don't see it. And then the price one is 195, float left, same as the top one but just slightly different. Okay, now I'm just going to put the border back in. So if I'm going to take the backslashes off and save it, pressing Ctrl S, press F5 here, so you can see those borders coming up. Okay, now the first thing we need to do is try to go into the index page and decide what this product name is going to be. So if you remember, this is like a college website, and we want to put in some information like, for example, course special offer courses or stuff like that. Okay, so we need to put the related pictures in there. Now what I've done already on my file, I have brought in some pictures. I got car maintenance. Before I did that, this is my main area of the website, and I created a folder called images. Now in order to be more practical and find the pictures I need, I created a folder called home, meaning that I can put all the pictures there are for the home page inside this. Okay, now other thing you need to remember is the pictures you get. Okay, so this is my car maintenance picture which I've downloaded from Google for the learning purpose. Then I got electrical one, then I got I think this one I'm going to use it for web design or games. This is car PC maintenance course one, and this is the web design one. Okay, now can you see they're all different sizes? Okay, so we need to also do something about that so that it fits our website purpose. Yeah, we can't just rely on the pictures you get. But remember, when you're creating a professional website for a client or a customer, you have to make your own pictures. You have to make your own pictures and re-edit them for your purpose, not taking from internet. Okay, because that infringes the copyright law. The reason why I've taken this picture is because for learning purpose, and we're not going to publish it externally. It's going to be published on college website. So let's start. First thing what I want to do is, inside this, in my index page, I want to put the car maintenance picture, change the description and the price. So if I go to my code and the Notepad++, so this is the main first box. Okay, so if I change this into say car, if I change it to basic car maintenance, and say the price is gonna be say £300. Okay, let me just move this away. Okay, I'm just quickly checking the spelling, and best thing to do is type in Microsoft Word and paste it in. Okay, so I save this, and if I go to my London College, let me just move this folder out for the way, press F5, and you will see basic car maintenance £300. Okay, now I want to bring in the picture in here. So the code for the picture is img src, that means is the image tag, and the source of the image tag is coming from is the folder called, if I bring in the here, so it's coming from a folder called images. Inside the images folder you got another folder called home, and inside the home folder the picture is called car maintenance, and it's a JPEG format. Okay, so let's go. So I need to call in the folder name images /home/ and the picture name is carmaintain.jpg, close the quotation, and then I put space \, close the arrow. Close arrow means closing the image tag. And if I save this, move this across away and press F5 here, and you'll see in the field view is bringing up the whole image as it is. Okay, it's not resized or not re-edited for the purpose of this website, so we need to do something about that later. Okay, and just quickly recap on the image tag. Image tag starts with img, don't forget the open arrow, src, img, the folder, the location or the file name, and close the tag. Now a few things we need to do inside the image tag. The first thing is called alt tag. Now if you're going to validate your code onto the HTML validated website, is going to cause errors here. It's going to say alt is missing. Basically what alt does, and I'll show you. Okay, so basically if I just put the code in alt equal quotation and close quotation and space, inside this quotation it'll kind of like put a message what this image is about. So I'm going to just type in car maintenance, okay, and save it and press F5. You don't see much difference in that, but the difference comes if the image, for whatever reason, so all I've done is deleted the folder name, so this image does not exist at the moment. So if I save this, Ctrl S, press F5, and you'll see the image is not coming up properly. Press F5, but can you see what is happening in this browser? It's saying that the information, apparently Google Chrome is not picking up, but can you see what's happening here? So that what happens if the image doesn't work for whatever reason, you might have not uploaded or the path is wrong or something, at least you can see that what the message, what this is supposed to be. Okay, so if I correct the folder name, Control S, press F5 here and press F5 here, can you see image is taken over. Now other thing you can also add in there is called a title, attribute called title for the image, title. It's just like a hyperlink, the one we have used in a hyperlink. And if I just quickly type in there car maintenance and save it. So if you look at on the hyperlink, we've done that before, title tag and little description inside the code is basically same as that. Okay, and if I quickly save it, press F5 and press F5 in Internet Explorer, if I move the mouse over in Google Chrome, doesn't do nothing. Oh, there you go. Can you see what has happened? A little message comes up, and Internet Explorer. Okay, so it's just like additional information for what the image is supposed to do. Okay, so I put in there car maintenance, but it doesn't look right. So we need to figure out, number one, what is the width we want to use as a main box, and I think 200 is too small, but it depends how you design it and things like that. So what I'm going to do is go to my layout, and so planning at the beginning is the most paramount. I'm going to change this to 400. Okay, and saved it, press F5, and you'll see, okay, I've done the wrong one. I've done the picture one. It should be the outer box. So if I quickly go to my code, change this back to 200 for time being, and the outer box, change it to 400, Control S, see what it looks like, press F5, and that's how it's going to be. So it's 1 2 3 4, it automatically adjusts and the next one goes down. So I like the 400, so we need to edit the image so that it is roughly about that size. So we need to adjust the height and the width as same, and all the images we have got, we need to adjust to the same height and the width. Okay, now if you can notice, there's some images which are very small, like this one. Okay, and then there's this one. So I'm going to start with this picture and find out what the width of this one is, and then work around this. Okay, so before we start, I'm going to add the PC maintenance one as well. Okay, and I'm going to type it inside the second box, the picture, to put in the PC maintenance, and the file was called ICT maintain. So I'm just going to type that up. So it's ICT MAINTAIN, and it's a JPEG one as well. So if I save that, and then I just move down and change the description and change it to PC maintenance. Okay, so you can see the both elements working together. So let's quickly look at our browser, see what's happening. Press F5 and you'll see the next picture comes up nicely in there. So the width which I've chosen for my main box, 400, is not going to be suitable. Okay, so I need to find the size of this. Now if you've done a Photoshop, it's better to use Photoshop if you got Photoshop skills. However, we don't have much time to do things like that. So what I'm going to do is mainly use another program which normally comes with our Office 2000 package. So I'm going to right mouse click on the picture and say open with, and it's called Microsoft Picture Manager. Okay, and then I go to edit picture, and I can come, if I want to resize, let me just go back. So if there's lots of areas where you need to cut off, you can cut off using the crop method, just like in Microsoft Word. But I just want to resize to get the size, actual size. So if you can look at it, the actual size, the height is 275 by 183. Okay, and I think I'm going to use that exact size for all the pictures so that they all work perfectly. Okay, so I'm not going to edit this picture, but I'm going to bring up the car maintenance one, open right mouse click, open with picture manager, and you can see it's quite big. Edit the picture, resize, and ooh, I forgot the size which I need to do, so I'll quickly go back to the other one. ICT maintenance, open with not notepad, open with picture manager, edit, edit, resize, and it's 275. I'm just going to move it on one side by 183. So let's resize this. So custom width is 275 by 183. Okay, if you press OK, can you see it's automatically resized to the size I wanted? And what I'm going to do is, instead of saving this as the file name, which is car maintain, I'm going to save it as another file name. So I'm going to go to file, save as, and I'm just going to call it car maintain 1, save. So at least if the size I'm not happy with, I cannot make it bigger from here now. Okay, it's a principle of, if you got something small, you cannot make it bigger because it's going to get pixelated, but if it's bigger, you can make it smaller. Okay, so I'm just going to minimize this and go to my Notepad++ code and quickly change in, instead of car maintain, put in 1 there and save it. See what it looks like. Press F5. Can you see that? Perfect. So I just need to adjust the width of the file to, because the pictures was 275, I'm going to set it as 300. Okay, so minimize that. If I go to the layout and change that to 3, save it, and you'll see it probably comes up nicely. Can you see that? So it's going to come 1, 2, 3, and you got the description and the price underneath it. And then what we do later is take the border out, so it looks much better. Okay, so I'm just going to bring in one more picture here. So instead of having lots of them, I'm just going to have 1, 2, 3. Okay, and the next one I'm going to bring in is let's look at my picture and web design one. So I'm going to open it with open with picture manager and edit picture, resize this picture to the size was 275 by 183. Press OK. Right, this one, the height has slightly changed. I'm not worried about that too much because it will blend in with the white. So I'm just going to go to file, save as, web design 1, save, minimize this for time being, go to my Notepad++ into the index page, and I'm going to bring in the code for that. Okay, so I'm just, to save time, just going to copy and paste, and the picture is called web design 1 and it's a JPEG file as well. So it's web design 1. Don't forget to change the old titles and the title description. So this is not car maintenance, this one was ICT maintenance, so it's PC maintenance, capital M. Copy that, Control C, and overwrite into this one. And this one is basic I'll call it introduction to web design. Okay, and change this to as well introduction, capital I. Save that. Let's quickly have a look at what the outcome looks like. Brilliant. Looks okay to me. It's just that now we need to adjust the width of the picture box and the description box so that it blends it nicely. Okay, now the problem I have got now, if you also see that this picture is bigger in height, can you see? So he's pushed it down. We'll sort that out later. So I'm going to go into my layout, adjust the width of this as 2 300 as well, and adjust this one as the price one as 300. Press Ctrl S, press F5, and as you can see 300 might be too big because the outer box is 300, so we need to make it slightly smaller. So if I go in the code again and just say smaller than 300, 295, 295, 280, or 290 will be okay. 290, 290, Control S, press F5. Okay, so all of them are inside the boxes. Okay, and then all I need to do is take the border out for time being for the picture one, backslash 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 Control S, press F5. There you go, much better than before. Okay, now the only problem we have got is that this height is same, whereas this one is not, because this picture height was slightly different. Okay, so what we need to do is to get everything as the same size. So what we can do is either crop the picture off or resize the height of the picture. Okay, apart from that, I'm happy with the home page for time being. You guys can investigate and correct the height of it. Okay, and I'm just going to delete all these points out because at the moment I don't need it. So if I go to my index page, and this is the car maintenance one, so I'm just going to delete the other articles which are inside the section. Okay, Control S, press F5. There you go. So this is kind of like a home page, and then possibly underneath I can have some kind of information about the college or news and things like that. But can you see how it looks perfectly already? Okay, excellent. Okay, next thing is, but if you go to the part-time courses and contact us, we need to redesign the page specifically for that particular page. Okay, so let's quickly look at our layout. The possible way you can display the information is using this style, product display on the page. So you can have an image, product name, description about the product, price, and if you're doing the website for the assignment, you need the stock availability. Okay, so just not too much information, just enough so that it fills in the gap of the actual image and stuff. Again, we need to work out the sizes of the outer box, which is going to be we're going to change the name to another name because otherwise it's going to get confused with other product name. We got the product picture, we're going to change the name slightly later on, and this one is a product description, and this is a product price. Okay, and that's what we're going to do in our next video tutorial.